Modern towboats are compact packages of horsepower, usually 3,200 horsepower, although a few are 3 times that powerful. They are in constant touch with their offices through radio telephone, and radar keeps them moving safely in darkness and bad weather. No longer do tows have to tie up because the human eye cannot see far enough ahead. Engines and rudders have automatic controls. These engines are capable of pushing upstream at 3 or 4 miles an hour, enough cargo to make up 2 100-car freight trains. Downstream, 10 miles per hour is the usual speed. By unanimous agreement of the crew, this is the most important man aboard the boat. For a month or more at a time, crew members may set foot on land only briefly and at rare intervals, so their comfort aboard the tow is a matter of prime concern. If you've never eaten a meal from a towboat galley, don't ever turn down an invitation, if you're lucky enough to get one. The policy is fine food and lots of it. The tow is constructed and equipped to run 24 hours a day, every day. Its tool room and repair shop is equipped to cope with almost any mechanical emergency and get the tow moving again to its destination. The captain of a Missouri River towboat is highly skilled. He controls the massive power at his disposal with an incredibly delicate touch, maneuvering thousands of tons in a tow longer than a city block with paper-thin accuracy. Barges are pushed rather than towed to increase this control factor.
What will become of Jimmy? This is a question that haunts our region.
That is the voice of Joe Foss, one of the great heroes of World War II, who went on to become governor of his native state of South Dakota and is now commissioner of the American Football League.
One of the most hopeful factors in Jimmy Peterson's future and in the future of so many of the children in the Midlands is the Missouri Basin. The development program, we have yet to develop the full potential of all of these benefits, and we've barely started on the development of irrigation. Through irrigation, the upper basin states can contribute notably to the economic growth and strength of the area and the nation. Let me make this clear. Here in the Missouri Basin, we have many attractions for industry. Our labor force is the envy of the nation. We have excellent areas for industrial development. We have rich surface and underground water supplies, solvent and responsible state and local governments, and reasonable taxes. But one of the keys of industrial development is today what it has always been: transportation. Transportation today in the Missouri Basin area is largely directed east or west. This is natural since our area was settled from east to west to a large extent. It serves us well, but it does limit our access to markets in the south and the southeast. And we know that regardless of whether or not we are on the main line or even close to a navigation channel, we can benefit from a low-cost, competitive transportation system servicing on all directions.
The people of the Missouri Basin have found a new path to the markets of the world. Down in New Orleans, ships come from places far and near, familiar and unfamiliar, to carry on the trade that unites the nations of the world. This great port is but one of many available to us now that the Missouri is part of the 24,000-mile inland waterways system. And our new pathway to the world, incomplete as it is already an important part of our region's economy.
Here in the Missouri Basin, we grow many kinds of grains and raise an important share of the nation's supplies of hogs, cattle, and sheep. We manufacture products of almost every kind and description. Now, because of our distance from the source of many raw supplies and our distance from markets, both agricultural and industrial, we simply must have the most efficient and least expensive transportation system which we can devise. It is here that the barge lines can play an increasingly important part. With all sorts of transportation shipping raw materials in and finished products out, and in some cases, competing with each other for that business. I believe that our farmers and cattlemen, as well as all the businesses and industries of the whole region, will be the beneficiaries.
It is in the interest of every Missouri River Basin resident to see the 9-foot channel completed to Sioux City and on to Yankton and into the 2 Dakotas. With this water lifeline and the continued normal 8-month navigation season, the Missouri River will move up to the big league of water transportation. And the entire nation will benefit. As Abraham Lincoln said when the Illinois Michigan Canal was opened, and various commodities, including sugar, were transported by water from New Orleans to Buffalo, New York. The New Orleans merchant sold sugar a little more dearly, and the people of Buffalo sweetened their coffee a little more cheaply, a benefit resulting from the canal not to Illinois, where the canal is, but to Louisiana and New York, where it is not. A river navigable by fully loaded barges from the Dakotas to the Gulf. What a difference that will make to the diversity and prosperity of the Missouri Basin and of the nation at large.
The good we get from the river is up to us, the citizens of the Missouri River Basin. We must treasure, continue to develop these wonderful natural resources. We must put them all to work to their full capacity. No one will do this job for us. The future of the Missouri Basin is up to us, up to you and to me, who live in this great valley, situated in the very heartland of this great nation.
The full promise depends upon the full plan. We must remain committed to all the objectives of the Basin Development Program. We must see that this, the largest natural resource development program in the history of mankind, meets all the many and diverse interests of the residents of the Missouri Basin. What will become of Jimmy Peterson and the other youngsters growing up in our valley? That is our challenge. We must build our industry, our agriculture. We must create new jobs. We must take steps today to ensure that when Jimmy has grown to manhood, the Missouri Basin will be fulfilling its rich promise, and that in this great valley, there will be for Jimmy and for all our children, new and greater opportunities to lead a full, rich life.